So for a while I've just been doing Godzilla movie reviews, and I've recently watched Little Shop of Horrors, so I thought I'd do a review on that. The movie actually starts with a parody of the Star Wars opening, which immediately tells us that this is a comedy. We are also introduced to a couple of background singers, which basically just tune into everything throughout the movie. And in this movie, boy, the female actresses can sing. After the opening song, our main character Seymour Krelborn is introduced, and he is probably the clumsiest doofus I've ever seen. Seymour is very poor, and he works at his stepfather's flower shop, which pretty much gets 0 customers. Audrey also works at the flower shop, and she has probably the highest voice I've ever heard.
Excuse me, doctor.
Wow. Once we were introduced to pretty much all of our main characters, we get another song called Downtown Skid Row. And you see this one lady in the middle? She is without a doubt the best singer I've ever heard.
You go downtown where
your life's a joke, they say. Some of you guys out there may have guessed that was my favorite part. Seymour shows Mr. Mushnick, the owner of the shop, and Seymour's stepfather, this weird plant he found. We then get another song titled Da-Do, probably the most comedic song out of all of these. Seymour puts the unusual plant in the window and it attracts the attention of a lot of people. Soon business starts to pick up at the flower shop. But after a while the plant slowly begins to die and Seymour doesn't know what to give it to make it healthy again. Seymour soon finds out that the only way the plant can survive is by eating human blood. And once the plant has some of Seymour's blood from a cut, it begins to grow. Seymour brings his unusual plant to a radio station that basically just does stuff about people with weird stuff. And yes, even John Candy makes an appearance. He is one of a few famous actors in this movie. He's also the host of the radio show. Seymour keeps feeding the plant his blood and starts to get less and less active, but more and more famous. The next song has Steve Martin in it, another famous actor. This song is titled Dentist. I found this part to just be so obviously green screened. Basically, the entire song's about a sadistic guy who's a dentist because he likes to hurt people, and he's also going out with Audrey. Bill Murray even makes a very small appearance, which doesn't really make sense since he was such a famous actor at the time.
They gave me a candy jar, and I thought to myself, this is what I...
Probably one of my favorite songs in this entire movie, titled Feed Me, Get It, with the voice of Audrey 2, aka The Plant, by Levy Stubbs.
Feed me, Seymour.
Audrey 2 tells Seymour that if he feeds him blood, he'll make him famous, so Seymour goes to the dentist guy to get it. Yeah, this is a very weird movie. Yep, nobody's gonna notice that there's a body in there. I mean, you can literally see the feet. Mr. Mushnick figured out what Seymour did and attempts to report him to the police, but he gets eaten by Audrey 2 in the process. At this point, Audrey 2 has pretty much completely taken over Seymour's life. The plant then attempts to eat Audrey, and it really isn't looking good for her. And somehow, Audrey manages to survive this. I just don't know how that's possible. Seymour must then do a one-on-one fight with the plant. This final fight scene song is definitely my favorite, titled Mean Green Mother from Outer Space. Bro, what is that dollar store aim? The plant attempts to kill Seymour for a while, but then Seymour tries, if you can even call it trying, to fight back. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Then the plant buries Seymour in rubble. Don't worry guys, he's still alive somehow. Seymour then electrocutes the plant to death, and it explodes in some sort of firework extravaganza. Little Shop of Horrors was a success, making $38,947,189 worldwide. Today it is considered a cult classic, and in my opinion it is very entertaining. I'm guessing one of the main reasons that I like this movie so much is because I'm not a big fan of musicals, but this movie kind of opened the door for me. Anyway, if you like horror comedies like Gremlins and Ghostbusters, this movie's for you.
You go downtown